Hello and welcome to Keystone Academia. Myself, Misbah Saudagar, I'm a lead tutor at Keystone Academia. We are a registered learning partner with CIMA India. So far, we have helped around 120, 130 plus students to be CIMA qualified. So today we'll be discussing about management case study exam or CIMA MCS exams. So as we know, for the November exams, your pre-scene will be out on 22nd September for this. One important announcement now is usually the exams would be happening between 15 to 20 for management case study, but now they have preponed by a week. So you'll be having exams 7 to 9th of November this week. Please keep yourself updated. You can go to CIMA website and see the exact dates. So far we have seen strategy case study, management case study and operational case study. The exams have been preponed by 1 week, and obviously the pre-scene will also be out a little bit early. Okay, now coming to the MCS, it's a role play like other case study exams at OCS and SCS. It's similar to OCS, like you have 4 sections. Each section will be 45 minutes and will have a subsection. Sometimes you have 2 subsections, sometimes you have 3 subsections. So time management becomes a very important role. From my experience, I have seen students are literally struggling to complete 4 tasks in the matter of 3 hours. So you have to be very quick in your planning, understanding of the questions and how you approach. And remember, though management case study talks about 1, it's not 1. We have to do 3 fundamentals. We take it as 4 papers. In our institute, we consider case study as 4 papers. Unless you have sound knowledge of E2, P2 and F2 and obviously the pre-scene, we cannot go and clear the exams. So the preparation start now. The preparation should already be started. We've already started for MCS class and we are doing revision for E2, P2 and F2. Once the pre-scene is out, we'll be focusing on the pre-scene and we'll try to apply the knowledge of E2, P2 and F2 into the scenario. For example, in August, we have a case study focusing on the tourism industry. So we are a company which helps people for traveling. So in that, we have seen nowadays, industries are moving towards technology. So we are expecting a lot of things that can be asked from the technology section. Then from E2, we have even other sections which are commonly asked like team management. We have questions from people skill. We have questions on negotiation. We have questions on leadership skill. So all these things need to be prioritized. Then if we come to P2 questions are very much coming from budgeting perspective, forecasting perspective. Even we have questions from risk. So what is risk? How to manage risk? We have to do certain analysis before we go for the exams. For example, for risk, we try to make a list of 30 to 40 risk from the pre-scene and we try to have a mitigation of risk also as a part of analysis. Then coming to F2 is obviously I think one of the difficult subject for majority of the students. However, if you do it properly with a proper plan, F2 can become easier. The good part is in MCS we don't have any calculations. Even in questions from F2 which are focusing on IFRSs and sometimes ratios. So in IFRSs which students find difficult, you just have to say that does it qualify for IFRS and what are the requirements for it. For example, if they ask IS 38 intangible assets, so you have to see does it qualify for the IS 38, what are the points. Then if you are going for lease IFRS 16, then how it will qualify or not. So it's always good to make a list of all the IFRS and IS we have in that, then revise accordingly. You don't have to make consultation statements, you don't have to go in detail. That is tested in individual papers or you have already exempted based on your background. Now coming to the pre-scene remains the most important part, right? You have to understand the industry, understand the pre-scene. In fact, a lot of questions just like SCS and OCS, I have seen MCS also questions are coming from the issues happening in the industry, though the trend is less than compared to SCS because management case studies still focus more on internal issues. But there are points like technology is very commonly asked, change in business ecosystem, digitization of the business, all if these are very important. So I also recommend you to go to CIMA's exam blueprint, which will give you a very good detailed review of that. Now coming to the do's and don'ts, I think we should start quickly on revising the pillars again, which I mentioned in the start, E2, B2, F2. Before coming the pre-scene, you should also be start to practicing typing. Sometimes it sounds very silly, but you should have a good typing speed, especially if you are a full-time student. You have not been practicing at typing. Even I have faced problem with some students. They will be typing with their laptop, and once they go to the exam, the speed, because the keyboard is quite hard, they are struggling to maintain that speed. Sometimes it looks easy, but you have to, in that 45 minutes, you have to answer 2 questions. Before writing, actually, you have to analyze it, understand it, link to the pre-scene, sometimes do some of the analysis. So all of this you have to do quickly. So if your typing is fast, you're thinking quickly, then all that dots will get connected and you'll be able to answer a good question. Okay, able to answer according to the task required. There is also another issue here is a student can understand the question in a wrong way. So you have to give 5 to 10 minutes in understanding the question, planning for it, and going forward. Another very important thing to do is be composed, read the questions. Nothing will come out of the box. There may be certain topics which you are not very confident, and you can face that. So it's okay. There may be at least certain things you know about it. Please write whatever you know, something close to that. I have a very good example of one of our friend. When I was studying in MCS, what happened, he went for his first exam and he was not understanding the first task. He was kind of depressed, but in still 5 minutes he said, okay, I'll go forward with it. So first subtask he didn't perform well, but remaining subtask he did good. Then the second question, third question, fourth question he performed pretty well, and that guy got a rank. He scored around 95. So one subtask, if you are not doing very well, is fine. Ideally you should be answering all, but sometimes there may be a one question which is very difficult than other. So it should not make you disheartened in the exam. You should be focused and you should be writing more on the next question. Another thing very important is reading the pre-scene. You should read the pre-scene daily. Reading pre-scene will make you understand the stakeholders related to it, the risk related to it. You can find SWOT analysis for that, strength and weakness, what we have currently in a company, then opportunities and threats, what are there in the market, and try to see a strength focusing on the opportunity that can be an area for growth going forward. You can also focus on the leadership issues. We can see if some of the directors or the managers are overworking, because we have E2, and E2 we have topics like management, people skill, project management. So they'll try to set up questions from that. We have to see which one is very easily tested. Now in MCS we have seen commonly asking questions from E2 on team management, business ecosystem, leadership, conflict management, horizontal conflict, vertical conflict. Then in P2 they ask NPV analysis, IRR analysis, and budgeting, as I discussed. So this topic should be prioritized, and based on that you have to do the practice. Finally, the mocks. Very important is mocks. You have to write mocks. At least 3 mocks you have to write, and it should be in timely basis. Like for us at Keystone Academia, we have our own LMS, learning management system, where the student get login and they go and write the mock, which is in actual scenario like exams. So that helps them. Usually we have seen, if the student is well prepared also, in the first mock they don't perform good. Why? Because they are not used to answer this case study style questions. So once you do it, first mock, even if you are attempting and if you miss one sub questions, is fine. In the second and third mock, automatically your confidence goes up and you'll understand, have a better strategy. So plan to write at least 3 mocks in a timely manner, and ideally should go up to 5. And what things you should avoid now? Avoid is like procrastinating. You should not say that I'll start studying once the exam is near or once the pre-scene is out, and don't keep on postponing your exams. We have seen students who even postpone exam. They think, if it is for November, I'll go for February. They end up again just few weeks before the exam to prepare. So it's easy. We have seen examples of students passing in 3 weeks also. We have seen students taking 3 months to 6 months also to pass. So it's up to you. There is no thumb rule. I myself cleared my exams in 20 days for management case study in the first attempt. But there are students who take more time. But in strategic level, in OTs and all, it took a little more time for me. So it depends what level it is. some people are good in OT papers, some people are good in case study exams. So it all depends. There is no thumb rule that you should follow that. If you are confident, if you feel like you're good in explanation. One last thing on the top of that is, some people are very good in oral communication, but when it comes to writing, they seriously struggle. So you have to be good in writing, because even if you have all the knowledge and if you don't write, the examiners cannot give you marks. So that's it for today. I'll come back with a new video with a lot of other points. For more details and getting in touch with me directly, please log into our website at Keystone Academia. Thank you.